My name is Jamillah Mwanjisi. I am currently the head of ACCM, which stands for Advocacy, Campaigns, Communications and Media for Save the Children Country Office. I have been in this role since early 2017, which is when I joined at the time when Somalia was going through very difficult challenges. We had a hunger crisis in 2017 that went on until 2018. So I was thrown into the deep end to advocate for the children of Somalia to at least access food and survive the 2017 hunger. Jamila is, I would say, a bubbly woman. I enjoy life. I enjoy mixing work. I enjoy the work that I do for children in Somalia. I love having fun. I love traveling. I love cooking. I love good food. But I also love campaigning, speaking for, working with children in particular. And I'm very passionate about women and girls of Africa. I refer myself as a Pan-Africanist because this is where my heart is. Born and bred in Africa. I traveled around the continent. I have interacted with lots of people, and I do believe in the future for Africa. I am married to somebody from West Africa in Nigeria. We have one son who is born in Kenya, so we call ourselves a kind of a Pan-African family. My career I started many years ago, at least 20 years ago. I started with journalism, so I was in mainstream media. I worked for many years editing. I started as a reporter, mostly covering politics. Then I moved into editing newspapers and magazines. But then later I joined civil society in Tanzania, where now I kind of focused mostly on changing or influencing policies, systems, and actually working with communities. That's something that I really, truly enjoy. Then I moved over different organizations working at the Pan-African level. I worked in Nigeria, I worked in Kenya, in Tanzania. Then finally, I found myself 3 years ago in Somalia. In my experience, that actually now more than 15 years working in advocacy, primarily on advocacy, I would say for one to be successful, you have to be passionate. You have to really believe in what you're advocating for. You cannot be superficial. You cannot fake it just for the sake of the job. So, for example, in my work in Somalia, I have really worked so a lot with young women and girls, and to address ending FGM as well as child marriages. For me, I believe strongly child marriages in particular, whether forced, coerced, it's something that destroys childhood. My colleague Laura was in the field just a few days ago. She met a 17-year-old Somali girl who had triplets in one of the hospitals that Save the Children is supporting. And thanks to that hospital, at least she was able to survive. She survived, and the kids survived because they were premature. She was a child. The kids were born as premature. They were taken care of, at least they got the services, the health services they needed. She survived, and the children survived. That story pained me because that young girl is just one out of thousands and thousands of young girls who are forced into marriage at a very young age. And I remember telling her when she shared this story, this girl, we thank God that she survived and the three triplets survived, but her childhood is gone. Her childhood has been destroyed. It pained me. It touched me. My mother was married very young. She was barely 15 when she got her first child. So I know what it means. And I feel something very strong. So I think the successes that we've done together with our partners in Somalia on ending child marriages has come from me believing that it's a wrong thing to do. So I would say one big thing is you have to be passionate. You have to believe in it. For the change that you have to believe the change you want to see, and then work towards it. The second thing I would say is change does not happen overnight. Particularly when we try to challenge social norms, challenge the systems that the people are used to. It doesn't come overnight. You have to be patient. You have to work with others. You have to commit to this for the long haul. It's not gonna do today you jump into something else, tomorrow you start something else. You have to commit to see the logical conclusion. So be patient, plan long term. Again, some strategies work, some doesn't. You have to be willing to go back to the drawing boards and re-strategize, start afresh. Be willing to do that. That's the only way you'll have success. Now, with COVID-19, I know everyone is struggling, has been struggling for the last 6-7 months. Somalia is no new to this as well. We have gone through our tough times when we had restrictions. We have gone through tough times in terms of lockdowns, cases. The number of cases were increasing on a daily basis. The number of people dying or increasing on a number of, on a daily basis. Things are slightly looking better now. However, the impact that COVID-19 has left on the lives on the lives of Somali households is huge. We know from a fact that households' livelihoods have been destroyed. People have lost income. People who were depending, Somali families were depending on remittances from family members in abroad because their economy has been destroyed. Their households' livelihoods have been destroyed. They have absolutely nothing. And this is on top of our, the what we experience on a regular basis, the impact of climate change, whether it's food insecurity. Recently, we had huge numbers of locusts affecting, the agricultural zones in Somalia. We have flooding, back and forth all the time. The harsh weather conditions has been affecting Somali populations, and now with COVID-19 things have just got worse. Recovery will take time, so we need to really think about, apart from the health factors, supporting the health systems to recover. We need to look at Somali children, their families, how can they live, recover the impact of COVID-19 in the future. Things are not looking good. Save the Children has done a lot, is still working on. We expanded, scaled up our cash transfer programs, our livelihood programs, our education programs, raising awareness and community engagements. But we need to do more. As I said, to change lives, you need to invest much more and invest for the long term. Lastly, coming back to what I've done in the last 3.5 years with Save the Children, Somalia Country Office, I'm proud on a lot of things. We didn't achieve, I didn't get to achieve to see the end results, but as I said, advocacy is a process, change is a process. It takes 10-15 years to just make a policy, to pass a law or a policy instrument in any country. Somalia is no new to this as well. So, but I'm very, very proud that I think together with my team as ACCM, we have worked really hard to put Save the Children Somalia on the map. We have become really a reliable source of information, a reliable partner for advocacy. People refer to Save the Children as experts on children's rights, children's agenda, and I think I somehow contributed to that. We have challenged lots of systems. Recently, we had the federal government of Somalia introducing a new bill, what they call the Penetration Act, somehow kind of loosely related to sexual offenses, but most of some of the articles in that act were really going against what we believe in us as an institution, or the child rights agenda. And together with all our partners, we took lead to challenge that. At least that law has not gone through. We haven't finally, they haven't withdrawn it, but at least they've stopped to discussing it, and now we're negotiating. We're back at the table trying to see what else can be done. So this is one example where I feel that we really contributed by mobilizing our local and international partners to challenge policies and systems, to challenge the beliefs that, for example, women or girls, their role is to stay at home. We have shown that girls, given an opportunity, can do wonderful things. We have profiled, we have engaged, we have empowered a lot of young girls who are now speaking for other girls in Somalia. So very, very proud of that. And my wish and my hope, my aspiration is that the team will continue with our good work, and all this unfinished business will continue to invest and make sure that Save the Children Somalia and the children in Somalia have a better future. Where I drive my motivation from, it's a lot of things. I think number one, I would say it's my 6-year-old son. He inspires me, gives me energy every morning. I need to get up because he's privileged. We thank God. He has access, he has opportunities. But each time I think about the other children in this world, in particular in Africa, who do not have the same opportunities, either to speak, opportunities to access the right education, to be heard, just to survive. He gives me that motivation every morning to wake up and fight, speak for, and make sure that at least other children are saved, other children have the opportunity. May not be as same, but some level of that, and also inspire others to do the same. So that's one. I think I get a lot of motivation, inspiration from that. But then I interact with on social media, face to face, with a lot of other what I call my tribe, who are really my sisters, either my sisters in the same faith, or my sisters, my blood sisters, or other sisters, the Pan-Africanists, feminists of this continent, who inspire me every day. Everyone, everywhere in this continent is fighting for a cause. So every morning I check on my Twitter feeds, I see what people, Stella Nyanzi, for example, in Uganda is doing. My sister, my sisters in Tanzania, what are they fighting for the freedom of expression? My sisters in Kenya, fighting for the rights, against sexual or gender-based violence. I get inspiration from them every morning in the fights, because we cannot stop. We have to continue. The violations continue, and if we don't speak now, my nieces, my nephews will have a difficult time, the next generation. So that's where I get my inspiration from.